A historical season for Pony girls basketball comes up short here on Saturday night in the 4A state championship game. I'm VAC TV Sports Director Ted Leroux. This is the voice of the Ponies, Mike Peden. And Mike, Hopkins is such a great basketball team. I think we found out tonight just how much more they have other than Paige Beckers. Paige was a little bit under the weather coming into this game, but Hopkins pulled away in the second half, but the Ponies sure did compete in the first half.
They certainly did. Well, if Michael Jordan had his flu game, I guess Paige Beckers now has hers. But on Stillwater's end, they played fantastic in the first half. Outside of a few missed layups, they were able to catch Hopkins on a cold shooting start and led 29-27, led by 6, but Liza Carlin picked up her 4th foul, and Willie Taylor noted, and everyone else seemed to notice, that could be the game changer, and it was a 15-2 run after that point for the Royals, and it just grew from there. They put up a lot of points in that second half. 47-16 was the edge in second half scoring, and that allowed Hopkins to reclaim the throne in Class 4A, but we chatted with both teams, and in Stillwater's case, it's not the way you want to go out getting run out of the building, but they had some context and a lot of folks happy to earn that silver medal for a team that didn't have much history entering the season.
Obviously it's hard, and especially in a big place like that where it gets really loud and people start to lose focus a little bit, so it was hard, and we tried to stop them from that run.
When they got on that run and they got excited, team couldn't hear me call plays or what we're going to do, and we did do the one timeout, but then they go back in and it was just too loud. Where our kids weren't used to it, it was tough.
I was just trying to do whatever I can to help the team win, and on both ends of the floor, and I'm guessing so was Alexis. So yeah, we just tried to come out and play with our hearts and give it our all.
I feel like no one on this team should hang their head down because we have improved a lot, and from this season I feel like we're just going to come out next year and work our butts off and potentially come here next year again.
In 8th grade, obviously we had a losing record up until I think last year, and we've just been trying to get better each year and keep working hard, and I've been trying to get better as a player individually too, and it was just a good note to go out on 2nd place in state tournament.
All weekend, Mike, we've been talking about the historical aspect of the Stillwater girls basketball team. Easily the best season in school history. What stood out to you the most throughout this entire run? Because there were a lot of storylines entering the season.
A lot of storylines, a lot of moments. The two that stood out for me: winning the conference with an undefeated record. Willie Taylor, and most coaches are like this, they get a little sheepish. They worry about everything. They're wondering who could beat us, and they don't want to look past anybody. Willie Taylor, Brian Cosgriff tonight are two coaches who would never do that. And so the fact that Willie Taylor, I guess, maybe proved himself wrong a little bit, seeing his Ponies win the conference without a loss, that is a great building block for future seasons. The section semifinal round against Woodbury, that was the round that stopped them a year ago. And then they had to face Woodbury again, and then they almost got upset by Woodbury. But watching Sarah Scalia take it upon herself to close that game out, show her leadership, that was something we didn't see a year ago. And that fed all the way into the state tournament. The final, they came up a little bit short, but this team felt a little more relaxed. And I think just getting through that, sometimes getting past the demons, that hurdle, the thing that stopped you, can be such a relief for this team. And then Sarah Scalia getting 2,000 points, best record in school history. Alexis Pratt, what an evolution. What a fantastic, sensational sophomore season. Liza Carlin, not the way she wanted to go out, but with her determination, I think that's going to be a future moment, because she failed to score in this one, but knowing how she goes after it, she has maybe the highest ambition I've seen out of any player. You know this is going to stew in her mind until next season, and that's going to fire her up. She's going to be one of the leaders coming back for next year's team. What you saw tonight is the difference between the two teams. Hopkins, they've been here year in, year out. They've been to the championship round 8 times in the last 9 years. They've won 5 titles this decade. Stillwater hadn't been to a state tournament in 31 years. They're still building. And we saw that play out in the second half. That Hopkins starting 5, one of the best perhaps assembled in high school history. What you saw out of Stillwater tonight, I think, will be a testament of things to come. And who knows, if they come back here and face Hopkins again, maybe a different story.
Who knows what can happen. We had a lot of fun covering this team from the live broadcast, your tape-delayed broadcast, and your TSB television YouTube channel. It was an amazing year covering girls basketball, and we wouldn't trade it for anything. And I'm sure the girls wouldn't trade this experience for anything as well.
Absolutely not, and I don't think the viewers would trade this either. Let's just say if we don't cover Stillwater girls hoops next year, there will be a search party looking for us, and that to me just shows how much people are invested in this program. So many people. There was this girl from Indonesia who's the biggest Sarah Scalia fan. I never knew was out there. Yes, Yinche, I think is her name. And so there's more to it. It kind of goes back to wrestling when Jeffrey Robinson said that second place medal feels like a first place medal. You know, the girls maybe didn't show that vibe in the post-game presser, but when they meet up in the banquet next week, when they look back on this season, and when Sarah Scalia puts on a Gophers uniform, she's going to remember what she did to turn a team that had a losing record up until last year into a second-place finisher. I'd say that's pretty good to go from watching the state tournament at home to earning a silver medal.
An unbelievable turnaround, that's for sure, and lots of great basketball this season. If you miss it in the off-season, you're sitting there in the summer and you wish you had some Stillwater girls basketball, you can check it out on our YouTube, Valley Access channels, and his YouTube, Mike Peden, just search that. And it's been a great weekend here at the state tournament. For Mike Peden, I'm Ted Leroux here at Williams Arena in Minneapolis. We'll see you down the road.